Hello and welcome back to this playoff edition of Hell Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Coming up in this episode, we have highlights from the Stade Gilbert Brutus as Catalans face Leeds Rhinos in our first playoff match of 2022. So it's playoff rugby league time in the Northern Hemisphere as Catalans Dragons face Leeds Rhinos for the first spot in the semi-finals. But before that, there are some interesting parties coming to Perpignan to watch the game. According to reports, IMG officials spent last weekend in Perpignan getting the feel of French Rugby League. Key personnel from the Rugby League's new strategic partner were in attendance for the Leeds Rhinos clash against Catalans Dragons and spent time with members of the club's hierarchy. The future of the French clubs in the Rugby Football League structure has been a big talking point since head coach Steve McNamara hit out at Huddersfield Giants, alleging they had said in meetings with IMG that they brought nothing to the game. At the time, McNamara said, which was during a broadcast on Sky Sports after the Warrington versus Toulouse game, what the Catalans have brought to the competition in 16-17 seasons is on par with some of those clubs who have brought in 100 years. It's a terrible attitude towards our game, and one aspect of disrespect their clubs have shown us over a number of times recently: their opinion and attitude towards expansion of French teams in the competition. I hope IMG gets hold of this and looks at it from a really broad perspective and do what is right for the game so that we aren't an M62 corridor game in 100 years time, or that there isn't a game. And don't listen to the small-minded people that have their own self-interests at heart. IMG sent out a fan consultation survey asking a number of questions about the French game, suggesting it's a key topic to address for the sport's future plans. They're also expected to lay out their recommendations to key stakeholders at the week after the grand final. Catalans were triumphant in their clash with the Rhinos, with the game played in front of 9,802 people. Catalans have enjoyed success in recent years, winning the Challenge Cup in 2019 and the League Leaders Shield in 2021. They reached the grand final for the first time last season and finished fourth in the Super League this year. But fair to say, there are still naysayers, with some citing the lack of away supporters and commercial benefits. Having French clubs in Super League brings the rest what Super League brings for the rest of the sport, which is small and petty-minded, as if they're not selling tickets to fill those empty seats, then they have bigger issues. There are some clubs in the country that still don't get over 5,000, and Castleford for the first time ever reached over 7,500, which is a fantastic achievement. Not for any random club, for any club in Super League. Anyway, that's my rant. They're supposedly there again today, so they will take in another Catalans versus Leeds playoff game. We'll see how the intensity changes in that one. So I'm looking forward to this game. Catalans and Leeds Rhinos have a long history when it comes to playoff rugby. A history filled with dramatic twists, turns and superb stories with remarkable rugby throughout their battles, and are not one of the most common contemplated by fans and pundits when it comes to reminiscing about playoff rugby league. But it's the most wonderful time of the year for Super League fans. Their playoff history goes back to 2009 when the Rhinos were selected the Dragons in a controversial club call. Leeds subsequently secured their Old Trafford spot with a 27 points to 20 win over the French side on their way to a three-peat. That scoreline would have emerged again in 2012 when Leeds arrived in France to topple the 4th place Dragons en route to the grand final appearance. However, Catalans will gain a measure of revenge with a Week 1 win over Leeds at Headingley, their first ever at the ground to end Leeds' 2014 title bid before they met most recently in 2020, where Catalans again held the upper hand, downing the Rhinos. That was the second 4th versus 5th clash between the two after their 2012 meeting, and tomorrow's game will be the 3rd time they have met, with the Catalans as the favourites in 4th and the Leeds dangerous underdogs in 5th. Both sides will fancy their chances at returning to the Theatre of Dreams, but the saga around Reece Martin's ban has added a certain chemistry to the story. But the question remains, which of these sides will continue on the road to Old Trafford, and who will have to begin planning for 2023 earlier than they had hoped? Looking at the squads, Catalans will be able to rely upon their usual strength down the middle. Usually this wouldn't bother Leeds too much, with the Rhinos very much like a sponge underneath Rowan Smith, capable of absorbing pressure and getting up the other end despite the obvious outsides and outmatching. However, there is an absence of both of their first choice wingers, who are so key in getting Leeds up the field, and this will be could be a telling blow and may force Leeds into even more on the back foot than which they would like, and it should sway the way of Catalans. With that, here are the teams. A quick look at the two sides sees Catalans have recalled their first teamers after they rested them for the defeat to Wigan. It remains to be seen whether one of the stars of the game, try scorer Josh Drinkwater, has done enough to be amongst the starting 17, which unfortunately at this part he was not. Sam Tompkins is fit to play, whilst Mike McMeeking is also back. The Dragons have 13 of the 17 who played in the last year's grand final available. With no Josh Drinkwater, the halfback pairing is Mitchell Pearce and Tyrone May, and the NRL pair from last season will be looking to unlock the Leeds Rhinos defence, while looking for gaps for the likes of Tom Davis, Fuad Yaha, Samisoni Langi and Dean Ware to score the points. Paul Stiger, Michael McAlorum and Dylan Napper are the front row, while Joe Chan and Mike McMeekin are the second row pairing. Ben Garcia is available after he missed out last week and takes his place as number 13 for the captain. Gil Dudson, Mikael Gudemon and Sam Cassiano are the forward players that are going to add the impetus after the initial spell of Cigar and Napper, while Artur Morgs is there in support if they need an injection of creativity and pace. The Rhinos have been dealt a significant blow this week. Ash Hanley has fractured a bone in his foot, which will see him miss the rest of the season unless Leeds make the grand final. Reece Martin joins him on the sidelines, denying a shot of setting a new Super League record for the most consecutive kicks without missing. At least Brad Dwyer should be fit after a knee injury against Castleford ruled him out. Harry Newman is back in the squad, though it remains unlikely that he will be involved. And he'll play with various vigorous checks standing in his way when he comes to a return. The likes of David Fusatu and Tom Holroyd are still absent. So it is more or less the team that ended the game against Castleford in that epic match. Blake Costin and Aidan Caesar will be looking for support from the halfbacks, whether that is starting halfback Jared O'Connor or Cruz Leeming. There is no Brad Dwyer in the team. The forward pairing of Mikkel Eduletsky and Matt Pryor will be looking to set the tone going forward, with James Bentley and Morgan Gannon at second row. there is a little bit of creativity, at least forward, as standing standoff from a few games ago. Cameron Smith starts there. Sam Walters makes his way to the bench this time after having a great display a couple of games ago. Before we come to the kickoff, Catalans and Leeds Rhinos came to a minute's silence as they celebrated Queen Elizabeth II's reign as ruler and her passing, their mourning together. I want to thank everyone in France, Catalans, Dragons, for being impeccable during that minute's silence. God Save the Queen we rang out after that minute's silence, and it was greeted warmly from both sets of fans. The first sniff of an attack came from Leeds as they broke from their own 30, and the short ball from James Bentley found Richie Milo some space, and he kicks it forward for Fouad Yaha. Zach Ardacre. Fouad Yaha was the one that got back. Would have thought that the play ball was going to be slowed down, but fortunate for Catalans, the decision went their way, as it has been assumed that Catalans had forced an error. Great breakout by Leeds. Their attack from anywhere option is very, very good. And then the great tackle by Fouad Yaha getting back. We don't see if there was a hand in there. Leeds get the next sniff of a try after a dropout was forced by a good kick by Cameron Smith. Forces Joe Chan to run it out the back in almost a lucky catch for the Catalan Dragons, but safety first. Leeds have been piling on the pressure. Good kick by Smith. I thought he'd be more creative in this game. Leeds are in the box seats at this moment in time, and the ball reaches Aidan Caesar, who dummies his way towards the try line and dots the ball down. But the video referee is asked to look into the incident to see if there was a double movement. The referee video referee Ben Failer has been called into it, but James Charles has said it's no try, possible double movement. Unfortunately, the video referee and Ben Failer are having communication issues as they both cannot get the right angle. Here was another attempt at looking at it. I think it's a French TV controller on the video referee camera side and not able to understand Ben Failer's speaking English. Playing it too fast for the referee and also the wrong angles. That was the angle that Failer wanted. He blatantly said he couldn't see the ball down at this point via the video referee. But the video referee kept giving him that angle. But as the referee had called the decision upstairs as no try, here's the decision. No try. Try refused. Dylan Napper is cited for another high tackle in the game. It's his second one. First of all, it was a high tackle, but Aidan Caesar was sliding into the tackle. But this time, Dylan Napper is seen to go into Tom Briscoe. A tough tackle. Wrap of the arms. Wasn't an intentional contact with the head. In my opinion, I may be wrong, but it was contact with the head. The referee took the lenient example. Here's another look at it. Arms were wrapped, ready for the tackle. Just tough. No shoulder in there. penalty sufficient, and that's what James Charles did. I have to show you this little bit of play. As a slow play of the ball, saw Michael McAlorum being manhandled from James Bentley, and a great kick by Ben Garcia, keeping Catalans in good field position with a dropout. But it's all on in the middle of the pitch as pushes and shoves has started with Michael McAlorum, Gil Dudson, Liam Sutcliffe, Joe Chan, Identities, Sam Tompkins, all getting involved, and it is wonderful. It's the Biff, it's back. But this kick is exquisite from Garcia, nothing else on, but was perfect weight, and Sami Sonilangi does his best to stop the play on Liam Tyndall. Here is what happens from the wide shot. You see Bentley and McAlorum going at it in the middle. Out of nowhere, Mitchell Pearce shoves Bentley off McAlorum. Hard style. And that's where it all starts, the pushing and shoving and kicking off. Tough gentlemen, all getting really riled up. Passionate about Super League in the background. More true than ever. And Mitchell Pearce goes to sit down for 10 minutes due to that incident instigating fracas. The explanation was Pearce hit the man on the ground while they were pushing and shoving. He came in to instigate a possible fight, which didn't lead to a fight, to be honest, but he has to go sit down. He's unhappy about it, as Bentley wasn't given his yellow card either. All of a sudden, Catalans are throwing themselves into a tackle, and they receive a ball on the third attempt of the big hits. Great effort as Mikołaj Czelecki loses the ball. First man up on the receiving end was Gil Dudson, and Leeds are caught offside, and it's that man Bentley once again for the incident. After the offside decision from Bentley and the pulling and shoving, you saw Gil Dudson laughing his head off at Bentley, and Catalans decide to go for the 2. Eats away a minute and 30 roughly from the penalty to be kicked, and give Catalans a point advantage. Even if they don't, they get the ball back from a dropout off the 20. Will Sam Tompkins have the extras? He does indeed, and Catalans lead 2-0 against Leeds in this playoffs. Now from the kickoff, there is another incident. Morgan Gannon's been in the wars already in this game. He's got his knee bandaged, but now he comes up against Sam Cassiano. Boom! He's out. Mikołaj Czelecki straight away waving it over, and the referee blows for time to hold up the action as Morgan Gannon has been hit hard in the tackle. Here it is from behind, the steamrolling effect. Bang! Pull Sam Cassiano, and Morgan Gannon just collapsed underneath the tackle. Whiplash effect against Liam Sutcliffe might have caused the issue as well, but he has to go off for a head assessment. Leeds are again caught offside, which gives Catalans more breathing space to eat into Mitchell Pearce's sin bin, and Catalans decide to go for 2. Nothing wrong with the tackle. It was offside that the penalty was given for. So Catalans decide to waste more time, and they kick. They go for the extra 2 points. Points on offer, man down, take them. Minute and a half, 2 minutes off the count. Tompkins lines it up from 40 metres out, and the kick is good. Catalans hold a 4-0 lead with 30 minutes gone. Leeds are the first on the attack, and after a good strong run from Zane Tetevano, it leaves Gil Dudson on the floor, and Leeds attack against the 11th men. Aidan Caesar finds a half gap, and he may have been brought down at this point, but Ben Garcia is out of position, and Cam Smith finds Liam Sutcliffe, who attacks the line, and he passes back inside to Richie Myler, who could have went in back himself, but he passed back inside to the free man, which is Sutcliffe, who goes in underneath the sticks. Very, very simple, very, very effective. Liam Sutcliffe's 8th try of the season. Here it is again. Cam Smith picks up the ball, finds Liam Sutcliffe. Michael McAlorum slips, finds Richie Myler. Myler thought he was being tackled, and passes it back inside to Sutcliffe, who scores underneath the posts. The conversion is good, and Leeds are in the lead, 6-0. Leeds' attack is on the floor again as Blake Austin breaks through the defensive line of Catalans Dragons, but Richie Myler is the only player in support. Leeds players are trying to get there as quick as they can, but unfortunately they're not there in time. Leeds do carry on the attack though, and they go to the right edge as it looks like that they've got an overlap. Catalans chasers get back just in time on Hardacre, but there's a little bit of action coming now as the ball gets to Blake Austin. Aidan Caesar, who kicks with his left foot into the middle of the pitch, and the ball ricochets into Liam Sutcliffe, who dots down. The video referee is called into action as the referee thinks that it's a try, but maybe there was a knock-on by Leeds. They first say that everyone is onside for the kick from Caesar, and the ball goes up in the air and it's challenged for by the Leeds man, and the ball is picked up by Sutcliffe to be knocked down, so they look from behind. They are challenging there. Joe Chan in the back. They feel that feel that it was Ware that knocked it back, and Sutcliffe grounding is fine. Here is the decision, and the try is given, and Leeds are in the lead 10-4, which is extended to 12-4 as Zach Hardacre adds his next conversion. And Leeds go into half time 12-4 up in this battle in Perpignan. After one of the dodgiest tackles that you'd see on a rugby pitch from Mikel Angeletsky, Catalans get a penalty early in the second half. Pass to Sam Cassiano, and Aletsky goes in high on the big New Zealander. And he's off his feet, both feet off the ground. Never a good sign. After some stout defence by Leeds, Catalans are on the last 1 metre away from the try line, and a kick across the field sees Catalans go in for their first try of the game through Dean Ware. Great effort from the New Zealander as he gets on the end of Mitchell Pearce's kick. We'll see it properly in the replay in one moment. Here it is, kick from left to right. Ware challenges Caesar, and the bigger man beats the smaller man. And it's 4 points to Catalan, 8 points that would turn into 10 after Sam Tompkins converted the extras. Scores at 12 points to 10. Leeds force an error from Mikel Gudamo, and the arguing, the pushing and shoving starts to boil up, with Michael McAlorum and James Bentley both chirping at each other when it comes to the incidents. After that scrum was pat down, Michael McAlorum was back involved again with James Bentley as a sidestep took... I'm not defending Michael McAlorum here, I just think that he went high in the tackle after a sidestep, but things started to get a bit heated. People taking away Michael McLaurin on the lead side, while James Bentley is being pushed back by everyone to keep them two apart. Arguing. Here's the tackle from a different angle. Yeah, there was a late hit high. No comments about it other than it is a penalty. Much more came though afterwards. After a conversation with the two captains, James Charles sent Michael McLaurin for 10 minutes. At this moment in time, Ben Garcia kept chirping along and was getting him into more trouble as well. Captain's discussion, the referee's decision is final though. After Leeds get some fresh impetus and all go to the left hand side, they go back to the right on the next tackle, which sees them. The Zane Tetevano's great tackle by Sam Tompkins sees the slow play the ball, so they can only switch the ball. And Blake Austin tries stepping back inside to fool the Catalans defenders, but they were able to stop him. The ball goes back to Aidan Caesar, who puts a kick up towards Liam Sutcliffe, who grabs the ball high and puts the ball down. The Leeds man, who's off to pastures new at the end of the season, has scored a hat-trick in this elimination final. Or so he thinks, because the video referee has been called into action after an on-field decision of trying to see if the Leeds man is onside at the kick. There were 3 views that they checked. The first one was this. No sign of Sutcliffe in the picture, so they can't give him offside. Better for the video referee. This view as well was also obstructed. And they wanted to look at one more. But the benefit of the doubt ended up going towards the Leeds man, as he plucked the ball out of the air, put the ball down for the try. Here is the video ref's decision. It's a try. Leeds further in the lead at 16 points to 10, which is made 18 points to 10 from Zach Ardaker's boot. A run across the field from Cruz Lehman is stopped by Catalans eventually as the attempted tackle on and strip, and Hardaker sees the ball go to Matt Pryor, who takes the tackle off Sam Tompkins and Arthur Morgs. There was a bump there that the linesman saw, but not the video referee. Not sure what was going on, but a ruckus occurred a bit further up and the referee had to stop play. So Sam Tompkins had raked Pryor to the ground using his shirt, tough tackle, trying to be dominant, and then Sam Tompkins hits the floor. Don't know if Pryor stepped in or what at that point, but Pryor puts his hand up, usually a sign of saying sorry, or going, what? I've not done anything. This caused a little bit of a fracas, but the referee didn't do anything, and neither did the video referee. And they went back after talking to both captains about the push and a shove. It's going to carry on with the play the ball. Tackle 4. No penalty, no report, no nothing. Carried on. Ben Garcia's ear looks like that it's bleeding again. Catalans have to force the mistake now. It's a tough time for the two sides. 8 points down, and Catalan are trying to chase the mistake. And The tackle with Gil Dudson and Aidan Caesar gets a bit nasty as Gil Dudson puts the head into Caesar. Here's the replay. Hands are in the ball and a grab near towards the top of the head, slowing down the play of the ball. Caesar tells him to get off, and then the fracas after the play of the ball was done. And then Aidan Caesar had Gil Dudson's head in his face. It's rough and tumble tackle, both of them causing issues. That push would have been enough, but Dudson decided to stick his head in the Leeds Rhinos halfback's face. And there's the response. He's gone. That's the end to his Catalans career. Catalans are doing their best to get ahead of steam, but it's causing them to get gaps and problems for them, making problems for themselves. As the clock ticks down, another penalty is incoming. First of all, let's say a shoulder charge was the issue. Don't see where. Shoulder charge? And a penalty. But Mitchell Pearce starts talking to the referee, telling and keeps the conversation. The conversation keeps going. It's at the detriment of the Catalans Dragons. Pearce is back in sin bin. Catalans will finish the game with 12 men and a penalty for an extended lead for Leeds as they decide to go for the kick. Hardacre has this attempt at from the 40-metre line to create a 10-point gap, unsurmountable at that point of the game, and he makes the conversion for 18 points to 20 points to 10 to Leeds Rhinos. Leeds take the win in Perpignan 20 points to 10 as the full-time goals of Catalan Dragons season. And that's it for the first game of the playoffs and for this episode. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any new videos that may be coming your way. My thoughts on the game is Catalan just wanted to fight. They wanted to just beat and pummel Leeds to the ground. But Leeds showed Catalan's defence up a little. They need to be a bit more mobile in that defensive quarter, and there were a few aging players and a few players leaving the club that felt like that they were already on the holidays. But they could have done another grand final appearance. They have the quality in the team. Unfortunately, the quality fell down. Discipline, Gil Dudson's red card, Mitchell Pearce twice in the bin, and Michael McAlorum as well. Anyway, tell me in the comments below what your thoughts are. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I will now wish you all the best, so please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.